Most of the trades that I take break these rules, and these are the rules that 99% of retail traders learn when they first start trading. And this is also the regurgitated broken playbook that you keep hearing with 99% of the training content online. Always use stop loss, trade with the trend, don't add to losing orders, never overtrade, stick to one strategy, risk no more than 1 to 2% per trade, only trade high volume sessions, don't trade the news, use indicators to confirm trades, and profits come from strategy, not money management. These are some of the things that are taught to retail traders. And I believe that retail traders have been lied to. They've been duped. They've had the wool pulled over their eyes. They've been led in the wrong direction. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Mike. I've been trading for 8 years. Almost 4 of those years have been profitable. And here is my P&L for the day. And I trade live. I've been trading live for about 15 months now. And in fact, here, let's just take a look. I mean, here's what I did. Well, last week doesn't show because this is this week. Here's what I did over the last 30 days. You can see, here's what I did over the last 3 months. So you can see, how am I averaging $20,000 a month trading, breaking all of these rules? I mean, it's crazy, right? I don't have a stop loss a lot of the times. I let price breathe. I like to add to losing orders because I manage my trades properly. There's a way to do that. I risk way more than 1 to 2% when I see a solid setup. In fact, all the greats, Larry Williams, Dennis Richards, you go read and you'll find that most of the greats, what they had in common was that they knew when to put on the gas and when to lay off the gas. And they understood how to press their winners. They understood how to let their winners ride. Typically, traders, when they are not profitable, they're fearful in profit and they're hopeful in drawdown. When they're in drawdown, it's like, oh, price will come back and save me. I'm not going to get out. Price will come back and save me, you know? These are the mistakes that I made. I know tons of traders that have made that same mistake. Drop me a comment if that's you. Let me know. And I live a comfortable lifestyle, you know. I enjoy teaching people. I was featured on James Pelton's YouTube channel. Shout out to James. Shout out, brother. Thank you for having me on your channel. Shout out to Chris McCulley. Chris McCulley had me on his channel. That was really cool. But I'm not some guy that has been out in the public eye trading. I haven't been on any trading podcasts. You know, I see all these trading podcasts, and then the people that they interview end up coming out and ends up saying, oh, they never showed their real P&L, or they faked this or they faked that. Guys, if you want to see my broker statements, there's a link in the description to take you to my free group. And in that video, before you enter the free group, I show you my broker statements. Okay. So I just think it's kind of ridiculous that people, I'm 41 years old. I got 2 kids. I'm married. I ain't got time for all that crap. Okay. So this is me. And I know that traders are lied to. So let's head over to the charts. I got something that I wanted to do with us today. I'm going to back test, and I'm going to show you how breaking all the rules with $1,000 account. We're just going to see what we can do. Look, I'm not going to put any labels on this. I'm going to try to double this or whatever. You know, I don't know what we're going to do. We might blow the account the first trade. I have no idea. So this isn't like your typical dopamine rush video. Sorry if you're young and this just isn't fast enough for you or something like that. You know, like, I'm sorry, you know. That's just not my style. So here we go. 48 months. We're going to see how far back we're going to go. We're going to go 33 months back. So I got to click this thing. Hold on. All right. Then we're going to choose a date. 1 through 31. Here we go. 12. All right. 12 right here. And we'll bring it to the now. And the reason why I like FX replay is because, you know, you can switch time frames and it doesn't show you the future like TradingView will. And also you can keep track of everything right here. See this? So this is the initial account. Oh, I guess I put it in 10,000, sorry. But you can just pretend that's 1,000. We'll see what the stats are at the end of this real quick. By the way, guys, if you do end up wanting to come in to our school group, I just want to show you real quick. I am hosting, this is my main group. I have 1,000 members in there. And this is the other group that I have, and we just opened this up, 141 people in here, and you can see on the calendar the 30th, okay, day before Halloween, we're going to run a 2.5 to 3 hour 1-day trading challenge. So you come in and you're going to be live with me. I'm going to show you every step. I'm not going to hold back anything. Don't worry. It's $1 to unlock it, by the way. So it's literally just $1 to keep the bots out. You see, I don't have that many people in here. I'm not getting rich off $1, okay? But I definitely just want to offer that. I want people to come in that are serious. So, you know, we'll put up $1 with the paywall there, okay? So look, bottom line is, right, we're just going to take a look at the chart. I am going to let it play out in the New York session because I am a New York session type of guy. Now, one of the things I wrote down is only trade during high volume sessions. Now, look, I'm not saying that these rules are bad. I'm saying that, when you take a look at hedge funds and institutions, they're not abiding by all these rules. In fact, most of the institutions, especially you look at the S&P 500, you look at gold, you look at the Nasdaq, you look at the Dow, you're either going to bet long term against this economy or you're going to DCA in. That means dollar cost average into the market, because over the last 50 years, it's up and to the right. So they're actually buying against the trend. One of the things I put in there was that you should only, go with the trend. Well, guess what? They're buying when the trend is down. In fact, when there's blood in the streets, as Warren Buffett says, that's the best time to buy. So should we dollar cost average and should we add to our losing position, right? That's what I call ladder ordering. And we're going to go over that in this video, okay? I'm going to play this out a little bit faster so we can get some trades on the board real quick. I like to wait until after this little New York Open happens. Just get all the craziness. Whoops, I'm excited. I hit my mic. I'm going to wait until all the craziness gets out of the way. So after the morning open, I like to wait until around 10 to 10:30. And what I like to see is a nice push with a change of direction or some type of break of structure. And so I do think that learning structure and knowing structure is a huge benefit when you're trading. So here it is, this nice little, what I call dragon's breath, like breathing fire down here. This is a nice little push. It could be in the upward direction, but in this case it's down. So we're going to go ahead and place this on the chart. And look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this stop loss, but I do want to measure real quick. See how that says 50 points? Basically what I'm going to do is I want for every 50 points, so I'm going to go in the market order. For every 50 points, I'm going to risk, let's go with 5% of the account. That's about right. Let's go with 5% of the account. That's going to give me 9.7 lots. Okay, so now I know how many lots. I'm going to go with, we'll just go with 9. Okay, so I'm going to go market order. We're going to go 9 lots here. Now, I will tell you, you probably won't be able to do what I'm going to show you here if you're futures trading, because you're not going to have enough leverage. Okay, I like 500 to 1 leverage. You choose whatever you want, but I like to use, brokerages that offer me more leverage. Okay, so check it out. And you can see the P&L running right down here. 1% of a $10,000 account is what? It's $100, right? So 5% is $500. So we're already meeting that 50-point spread that I was talking about. That's pretty good, just with going with the direction of what we believe price going in. And I'm going to hold this out, and I'm going to show you how to stretch your winners. One thing all the greats had in common is that they knew how to stretch their winners. Remember what I said. Is that most traders are fearful when they're in profit, right? And they're hopeful when they're in drawdown. So the easiest way to describe this is just to show you how to really trail stop correctly. So each time price does 3 phases, it consolidates, okay? Then it expands, and then it retests this shelf. So I expect price, I'm going to play this out 1 minute at a time. If this isn't the retest, I expect it to retest, and the shelf is in between the last swing. I use the wicks here, and you can always see this fair value gap as well as sort of a retest area. Some people will do this, and that's fine too. That's a fair value gap. It's a 1 minute fair value gap right here. And so you could use that gap as sort of like a place that price could potentially stop as well. So essentially, you guys have seen this before probably, where if you have a continuation, what this will do is something like this, and then this, and this. And let me just get some more room here on the chart. And this, and this, and this, right? That's continuation. Well, at all of these points, this is what I call shelves right here, these places right there, right there. And so that's what a shelf is, okay? So what I'm looking for is for some continuation so I can show you how to trail correctly. You want to know how to get the most out of your trade? This is how you do it. All right, so that is the shelf. Let's see if she respects the shelf and pulls down. All right, back to the bottom part of our consolidation range right here. And now I'm looking for that expansion down if it gives it to us. All right, somewhat expanding down, retest of this minor shelf right here. You can kind of see it. It's not real clear, so it looks like it might be going up a little bit more. Let's see. Nope, gonna go down. There you go. All right, so here we go. Now this is the clear shelf that I would be looking at. Now what can I do? After price retests one of these shelves, what you can do is take your stop, all right? And after this first expansion, I could have put my stop somewhere right around here, basically the top of this consolidation range. Once it retests the shelf, I move it to the shelf. It has no reason to retest that shelf if it's going to continue the trend correctly. So, or I should say, just continue the trend, right? Aggressively. If price comes back up and retests the shelf, then I'll take that as that. That's it. I'm looking to press my winners. This isn't going to happen every day, but when it does, it's money. So here we go. So it created this shelf here, right? Did it retest? Did it retest that shelf? Did price go back up and test this shelf? Right? No, it did not, right? So I'm looking for that to happen. And if price just continues to just drop like a fly, like if it's just like straight down, then I'll walk you through what happens there. Because basically what I want to do is I don't want to give up too much as far as what I could be taking right now. I don't want to give up too much. So we'll let it keep going here. Let's see what happens. Okay. Coming back for the retest possibly. We'll see. Okay, down to the bottom of this. Now we have a little bit of what, a lot of people consider this kind of support area. There's your consolidation. So did this retest this shelf that I have drawn out? No, but I mean, I also have to consider that this is just an idea. It's somewhere in here. So if this creates a leg down, I will be trailing stop with this shelf and I'll walk you through it from there. Let's see what happens. Looks pretty bearish. Let's see what happens here. Okay, coming back up a little bit. It never retested. It never retested this area. So I'm giving it that space to do so. Okay, and in this case, it looks like it might just be reversing. I don't know. Yeah, it's a broken structure here. It kind of looks like it might be reversing. Let's see. Came back up. It didn't really grab my stop. So here we go. Here we go. So this is, it never grabbed the stop, came back down. It retested a higher zone. That's fine. I'm going to just show you what I would be thinking here. So price comes back down. Here's your swing. There's the retest right there. So I'm moving my stop to that shelf right there. Okay. Now what should happen? Price should retest this relative shelf and move down once again. Let's see what happens. There it is. Now I have a new shelf right here and I'm moving my stop further down. In fact, price shouldn't really go into this consolidation range and we're reaching sort of a more what would be considered on a higher time frame, a little bit more of support. Okay, so now price just takes off to the downside. Obviously, we can always move price to that relative shelf, but it never retested. If price takes off like this, I follow the previous candle's top wick. That's it. So let's see what happens on this next candle. All right, so previous candle's top wick, since it's given me this much of a pull, I definitely want to capitalize on the gain, on the win. So I don't want to give up too much. I don't want to give up, price going all the way back up here to retest the shelf, right? So this is how you kind of maximize this trade. Let's just walk through this, see if it continues to pull so you can see more. Here's the relative shelf. I can bring price down just above that. And let's see if price goes there and respects that at all or taps it. You can see it did, right? So this zone is what I would consider the shelf. Let's see if we get a pull down. We do. I could put my stop at that zone now. Okay, price comes back up. Let's see what happens here. It looks like it wants to finally reverse. That's fine. We take our trade. At that point, we're out. Now, what did we make on that? We made let's see, that would have been about 19% on that one trade, right? Just pressing that win is much. Now it could have grabbed the stop up here, but it didn't. I could have been trailing a little tighter. I wouldn't have gotten that big of a win had I done that. So luckily, I just kind of like, you do get lucky in this game of trading. It happens. So I kind of read that the right way the second time around once it started to break structure back here and go down. But basically, that's what I'm looking for. Is I'm looking to trail price, and I'm looking once I get in on a little bit of a trend and I can start seeing it. Then I can even say, okay, that's an entry. All right. And I'll show you what I mean. We'll probably find something here. So take, for instance, we kind of break structure on this 1 minute moving up. Here's a relative shelf here. Let's see if price respects it and moves up. If not, then I'm not interested. I'm not interested. It's fine. So we'll just delete that. No problem. Okay. So here's the next shelf right here. Broke structure moving down. Let's see if price respects that. It does. See if we can create a lower low, a lower low. Nope. Go back up. We're retesting this shelf right here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we do respect it. Now we're trending. Okay, and now, what was it? 7 or something like that. Let me go ahead and get back in. By the way, I'm selling at a discount. You should be buying at a discount, selling at a premium, right? Well, I'm showing you how to break the rules and still win. I haven't even added to orders or anything yet, you know? So this has been a pretty light session so far. Pretty easy. Let me go ahead and sell, and I'm going to sell 7 lots. I'll just go there. That would be like 0.7 if you were trading a smaller account. Okay, there's that retest of the shelf perfectly. Let's see if we can get that push down. There's the push down. There's a retest of the next shelf. All right, let's see what happens. It respects it. Now it's not respect. Now it is respect. Now it's not. You know, you never know what price is going to do. It can go all the way. So the shelf is the first part, right? But you have to understand the structure. The structure here is up here, right? So price could go all the way into what I would say extreme discount or extreme premium based on this swing, right? So this would be a discount for sellers. A discount for sellers, basically, right? So then you get this down at the bottom, kind of meeting the bottom here. Here's your bottom of the range. We're looking for price to break this range up or down. And I said up, so of course it heard me. And so we're going to wait. We're going to see what happens here. Here we break down. Notice I didn't have a stop loss. Just kind of waited to see what it would do. If it broke up, you'll see what I do. You'll see. So this is the shelf right here. Now it's continuing in the original direction of the trend. And we're in profit once again. Move this. All right, now I can definitely put my stop loss out. Once again, break that out. Pull it down to the shelf here. It has not retested this shelf, so we'll just let it go. Okay, you can see anytime you get a swing like this with the leg down, now I know, okay, whatever happened here, it probably retested something. I'm going to grab this. So I'm trailing now. Okay, it stopped me out. Maybe reverses. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Doesn't matter. It's towards the end of the day. We're going to move to the next day now. But that was a pretty good session. So in one day, we got 24% on the account. Let's go to the next session, see if this is sustainable at all. Can we repeat this? All right, there's the open. All right, getting around 10:30 here. So it's about an hour after the open. I'm going to play it out 1 minute at a time. Let's find another entry. I'm looking for a break of structure that's meaningful. Okay, and you see it. When you see it, it's like, man, oh, okay. And I've spent thousands of hours looking at the chart, guys. So to me, when I see it, it's real obvious. And it looks like we're just ranging right here. That's the only thing about back testing. You get kind of boring when price is ranging. All right, still ranging. Okay, all right, that's nice. See this volume sort of pick up right here around 130. That's what I like. So we're going up. I don't need to know anything else. We're going to go seven lots here. We're going to go to a buy. And my range, I'm always defining my range. What started this move right here? So, I mean, that's my relative range. Let's see if we can get up, and away. And if not, I'll show you what I do. If not, I'll show you what I do. And that's, I can't wait for it to go against me. It looks like trendline liquidity below us. So we'll see if it keeps pushing. All right, nice. So just about another, now it's not going to be 5%. I need to go up on my sizing because we've grown the account quickly. So you can see we're up another $450 or so. And let's see if we can continue higher. Looks like we will. We kind of gap up. I would close this trade because it's the end of the day. So that's just how I would be rocking that trade out. Okay, next session, next New York session, we'll be looking at that 10 o'clock. Here we go. Volume has opened up at 9:30. We're looking around that 10:15, 10:30 mark. All right, that 10 o'clock area, we're looking for volume. We're looking for a break of structure. We're looking for volume, not just one candle. We need 3 or 4 candles. We need some volume to show us the way, okay? So I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are. I want to keep pushing this content out if you guys like it. If I don't see that, then there's no real reason to do it. Some days are like this where I really just don't see anything. That was like a nothing burger day. I got to move to the next day now because I did not see anything that day. All right. And some days are like that. If I don't see it, I'm not going to take it. You want to be confident. You want to be comfortable. You want to be able to take a trade and have some faith in it. You know what I mean? So if I don't see something, how can I take the trade? Here we go. Okay, nice push. See that push? See that volume? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so it's more of, you can call it a breakout trade. The only thing is sometimes we're not breaking out from anything. I'm going to step the sizing up here. I'm going to go to 9. Actually, I'm going to go to 8. I'll just step it up 1. Okay, here we go. We're buying. Okay, still in an upward trend. Now, what's my range? By the way, what created this move? If you haven't seen my structured video, my video on structure, you got to go watch it. There's my range. I'm looking for price to respect that range and ultimately go back up. If she goes down and breaks that range like she's doing right there, she just broke it on a 1 minute. I need to see some volume here, and I'll show you what I do. And hopefully we'll get that going. Okay, there's some volume. A little bit more than that, though. I need to see multiple candles. So in order for me to let the trade go, I'm going to have to see multiple candles. Just didn't see it. Okay, still haven't broken. Now I have a new range. This is my range. Okay, deeper range. Let's see. I am looking at this little area of breakage right there too, but I just want to see something. Give me some volume. Not quite, not quite, not quite, not quite. So she's just, to me, it's just a 1 minute time frame. You got to take that into account. So 1 minute time frame, less, you know, I'm not going to put all my eggs on that. Okay, there, see that volume right there? That's more like what I'm talking about, but it's towards the end of the day. So this doesn't have much time. So here's what I'm gonna do. So I traded this at a, what was it, an 8? So an 8. So I'm gonna close down my long position. I'm gonna reopen a short position with 16 lots. Okay, 16. And this is going to be a sell. And I'm going to market order that. And you can keep track of the P&L right down in here, guys. Now you can see what we lost was 1,300. So I'm looking to make that back. We'll see if this pushes. That nice volume push down. Just give me a little volume there, a little push there before the market close. We'll be happy. Okay, if Asia opens up and the end of the day comes around, I basically hold it and see what happens during Asia. A lot of times we'll take out that low or that high. I can get out at that point with a little less loss, or I can just hang on to it. I'm going to hang on to it for the sake of this video. We might push lower during London, who knows? And we'll see what London gives us. I need to see some volume. Okay, nice. So in this case, I mean, especially since we're up, I'm just going to close that trade. Here you go, 1,800. So you can see we made back the 13 and some. So some would consider that revenge trading right there. I consider that smart money management, considering what I want to do with this account is grow it really quickly for you guys watching here so you can see the potential. And by the way, we've traded for what, 3 days? Was that 3 days? We've grown the account 35% in 3 days. Not too shabby, right? So this is like, would you do this with a $10,000 account? Depends. Depends on who you are. I've done it. So I don't know, what does $10,000 mean to you? You know, can you lose it? And that's the question. I always say to my students, like, if you can lose the money you're trading with, you're probably going to be in a better place, a better chance of winning. And here you go. So we're breaking that lower range. Here's the range. We're breaking that structure right there, that lower structured range. I've been using a different tool to show you guys this. So let me put this back up. There's that lower structure. We're breaking that nice volume. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. That's going to be an 8 to the downside. To the downside, okay? Now, the big thing for me is knowing structure. You got to know structure. You got to learn that. Okay, there's 380. Let's see, there's 400. There's 5. Let's see if we can get another push down. Okay, nice push down. Brings us to 800 on the account. It's pretty good. Now we have a shelf, right? So here we go. Here's a shelf. Price never really retested, so we'll let her retest, and then she drops. So what happens? Once I see that retest, I'm pulling out the stop. Here we go to the shelf. Okay, it's a weird retest, but I'm going to give it to her. She looks like she retests. So we're going to, maybe not. Okay, all right. So in this case, I'm going to pull it up in the consolidation range. I'm going to allow her to retest right here. I'm going to allow price retest and see what happens right there, okay? There's the retest. Okay, if she can break that low, then now I'll definitely consider that the retest. She might just be going right back up. Okay, so grab my stop. She's going back up. Nothing I can do about that. Okay, let's go ahead and clear off the drawings. All right, range. My range up here. I want to see what happens there. I want to see what happens there. And okay, nice volume. See the volume? Look at the time. So around lunchtime, this is good volume for lunchtime. So this is probably going right back up. All right, so I'm getting in here, going 8 long. Here we go. And let's see if we can get another push up. Okay, and we'll trail price on the way up if she does. Okay, we'll clear out everything here. Not really break, like my range is down here. Sorry, I know I cleared it out, but it's down here. You know, she's got a ways to go. So I'm not worried about all of this break of structure. That's all internal range structure. I'm not really worried about any of that. Now, if she gives me something like this down here, that's a different story. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, to the bottom of the range, and then she does. See what she does? So it's very obvious, right? Wasn't that obvious? I thought that was really obvious. So 1,300 down. So now what we're going to do is take our 8. We're going to go to 16 short. So we're doubling up. It's true martingale system. Look at that. You're not supposed to do that in trading, are you? Oh boy, I'm getting in trouble now. Let's see if we can get a push down. Towards the end of the day again. So at the day ends, I got to hold this during Asia once again. Boy, I hate doing that because I'm up late. That's really the only reason why. Let's see what happens during London. And if it gives us some sort of push during London, not that you'd be up. When I'm in drawdown and I'm trading something like this and I'm in drawdown for London, guess what? I'm up. You want to click magic money buttons and be successful trading and literally not do any real hard work, but click money buttons and win trading. Well, then guess what? You're going to have to be uncomfortable sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you. Okay, here comes London with a nice push down. You can see that nice forceful push breaking. So we'll see what she does right here. Continues to break down. This is nice. I'm not going to add to my order, but I could add a short here. I'm not going to. We'll see if this actually goes down to Asia's low. Okay, so now the high and the low are sort of the range here. Okay, it's a loose range. It's loose, meaning, you know, I'm going to allow for price to go a little bit beyond it. If it doesn't have any volume, like here's really no real volume, so I'll allow it to go a little bit beyond. I'm not going to strangle price. You know, I'm not going to try to be too rigid with my rules or anything like that. All right, let's see what price does here. 930 candle is going to open. That's going to be the open, and we're going to see a lot of volume. Could go in any direction. So let's go slow. Let's see what happens. Okay, kind of takes off to the upside first, right? But I can't trade that first couple minutes. So look what we're down. It would get scary at this point. You know, some people will get scared out of their minds. You could just lose your account. Absolutely you could, especially since I'm going really aggressive. Okay, so here comes 10:30, 10 o'clock. We got volume to the upside. And, you know, you got this volume pushed to the upside. So now look. So now we got 16, right? So I'm going to get this out of here. And this is the way you have to do it. When you see it, you got to make the move. You got to go. I have a range that's been broken with nice volume to the upside. Here it is. Here's my lower part of that range I'm looking at. And I'm going from 16 to what? I'm going from 16. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going from 16 to what? From 16 to 32. So here we go. 32 long. And here we go. Give me that higher high. Look at the P&L. You can see what we were down, what we lost. Let me scroll up. So let me make sure all this is in sight. So we got about what? That'd be 48, about $5,400 or so. Let's just go ahead and play this out a little bit. Go ahead and play it out, baby. Don't worry about that bottom getting broken. Just the bottom of the range is what we're looking at. Okay, so now we got a lot of volume coming down, don't we? A lot of volume. Look at what we got in the account. So now we got to step things up. We're going from 32 to what? So 64. So we're going 32 to 64. Here we go. This will be the last trade, and I highly doubt we'll have to worry about it after this one. So here we go. Here we go. You ready? You ready? I know you're not ready. Here comes the breakdown. Here it comes. Everything you thought you knew in trading right here. Just blew your mind, didn't I? That just blow your mind? Okay, we'll put the stop in right here. Trail this down. Trail it right here since we broke that low. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower. Go 1 minute at a time just to see. Nice. Got a little push, more. Here's how you do it. Gonna get that win nice and fat right down here. That's probably gonna get tapped. Let me go a little bit further. I'm not gonna give up anything on this one. This is a nice drop, and we needed it. Okay, so that there brings us to 18,000 on the account. Okay, so just when you think that you're out, you have to stick with your strategy. You have to put the pedal to the metal, right? It's a little scary, but we would have not been liquidated. We were down about 55%, and we can take a look at the stats here. And this is me going extremely aggressive. Now you could back off from those sizings and you can be a-okay. Like look at the drawdown here. We had 4,800 in the account, right? So the drawdown from 10 grand, you can do the math on that, right? And that one trade put us over the top because eventually you're going to get it right. And what I mean by that, eventually price is going to push in the opposite direction, break structure with force. And if you're in at that moment and you know how to let your winners ride and trail correctly, then you can pull out massive, massive wins. And although, you in this strategy, your losses would be a little bit bigger than usual, imagine just applying one of these rules to your trading system. Imagine trading with less sizing, but being able to stack trades or ladder order. Imagine being able to trail price better. What's that going to do for your trades, So there's a few things to take away in this. The average length of time, the duration in this period of time, 7 days it took us, was 9 hours per trade. That was the average trade. The worst loss was 38%. And you can see here the best win was 251%. So obviously, this is a strategy that I'm showing you how you can break the rules in trading and still make money. And I do this all the time in real life. This is literally one of the ways that I trade. And it just goes to show, like, what I did was I let go of what I thought I knew about trading. I listened to a guy who said, hey, I think that you should actually stack your orders when they run against you. And I'm going to show you why. And then he showed me his multi-7-figure account that he turned into 8 figures within a 9-month period as I was trading right next to him. So like for me, it was a no-brainer. I just changed the way I trade immediately because I saw it from somebody else who proved it in front of my own eyes. I don't know, with trading, there's so many different ways to win. So I'll just keep it simple and say money management is the key. It's not your strategy. It's not your entry model. You literally flip a coin and go long or short. But if you understand market structure, if you understand liquidity, in my opinion, you even have a better chance at winning. I use one strategy to teach people how to get in the market. That wasn't even it. If you want to learn that strategy, click the link in the description. Tell me if this video was helpful, guys. Like, did you get something from this video? What was it that was your aha moment? Like, was there an aha moment? Is this stupid? Like, I'm sure I'm going to get people like, yeah, that was dumb. But I showed you my P&L. This is the way I trade. You ask my members, this is the way I trade. This is how I've been trading for a while now. And it's the one way that I found to get me more profitable is to trail stop, to add to losing orders. You sometimes add to winning orders, reverse positionings. Like, there's many different money management systems. But to just have one strategy where it's like, there's my stop and there's my take profit. And, it's either set it and forget it, or it's like, it's this thing where time and price have to line up and the stars have to align and it's ABC, ICT, ABC. It's like, dude, it's beyond stupid. It just is, okay? So you're just going to run around in circles if you keep going down that path. Anyways, this was a little bit longer of a video, but I think it'll be worth it, and I'm going to put it out there, so hope you guys like it. I'll see you in the comments, and join the channel. Okay, see ya.